Just turn it very carefully and open. Now when it opens, you gotta catch the door. There, now it'll stay. You say what the footballs?
What the footballs?
Pretty weird, isn't it? Pretty old. You want me to shut the door? I want to see what you look like in it. Looks sick. But I also threw a battery on it and ripped the carpet out. There's the carpet the old guy had in it. There's the floor. Still haven't cleaned in here at all. Pretty sure that's original wood, but I'm not sure. And don't really have a light back here, but there's some stuff on the floor. Still haven't touched that or anything, but got a battery on it. And check this out. We have power. Boom! So I didn't smell anything smoking or anything like that. Does have an electric starter on it, so that's on this side. But the lights do work. And apparently this only came with an original one tail light. And this looks like it's been hit, and the guy said he has an extra fender for it. And I'm just gonna take this off. Rear light works good. License plate light. See, he like added that. Oh, it's working now. It wasn't working earlier, but really bad wiring. I'm just gonna clean that back up. But I have work soon. I shouldn't even be in here, but I can't help myself. That's the only power related thing we're gonna do with it for right now. But I'm gonna be cleaning it out, and then I'll get back to you guys once I start draining the oil out of it. It does have oil. It doesn't look like it's really sludged up or anything like that, like a lot of videos I've seen. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain it and top it back off. And then along with transmission lubricant and the rear end, even though the rear end's leaking a little bit, still gonna throw new fluid in it. And then there's a whole bunch of grease spots everywhere I gotta go around and hit. And yeah, and then definitely gonna have to take this carburetor off. And knowing that this all isn't stock, hopefully it was built not too long ago, so it's really hoping it'll run. It's got an upgraded distributor on it as well. That is not stock. And then a coil up here. I unplugged it just for right now because I don't want any sort of firing or any power going to that. So, but yeah. Gotta go to work, unfortunately, but for you guys, I'll see you guys in the next clip, and for me, probably in a half of a day, or maybe one, I have no idea. Got a lot cleaned out, and what I've seen on other cars of this year is that there was only 2 fan blades, now there's 4. This is a different carburetor. That's a different intake. This is definitely, I don't know if it's a stock header, I'm not sure. Definitely not a stock head. If anybody knows anything about that, let me know. Has an upgraded distributor on it and a coil. I know I just went over all this stuff, but this side you can see it a lot better. But I really don't see any sort of like seepage from anything, so pretty excited about that. But cleaned a lot up on the inside as well. Cleaned the glass. You can see, you can actually see out of it. Made a big difference. It's a little dark in here. Let me grab my light. I was working on some wiring back here. All right, big improvement. Red carpet's out. Everything's been vacuumed out. Now, if you can see right here, there is no longer a stock choke spot. I know that oil gauge is aftermarket, but older aftermarket. That other gauge is some AutoZone junk. Gonna see if it works when I start it, so I'm not messing with that. But really cleaned out in here finally. And they got this freaking oil pressure line going all over the place. But clean the door panels, the seats, the back seats, and I ripped out that part of the headliner up there. And if you can see up here that wood is rotted out, but I found the brand new pieces because I'm still finding parts for this, still going back and hanging out with the old guy. So got all the new wood for up there, so I will be redoing the top, and that will be coming off. He also has new material for that. But just look at the inside, just from cleaning the glass, makes it look really good in here. Let me fold this seat up. Oh shit, you're gonna need more than one hand for that. Ugh. Floors aren't bad. Metals are really solid. Very surprised. But inside's clean. Like I said, clean the glass. But just makes a really big difference. That's how much I've gotten done today. Doesn't seem like a lot, but just a lot of cleaning. Like all little crevices, vacuumed all those out. All along the car. Just really detailed a lot of it. But the glass is awesome. But yeah. Now, next time you guys see me, that will be in the next clip for you and probably a couple days for me. I will actually finally be doing the fluid changes on the engine, transmission, and the rear end. And then we're gonna flush the radiator and the gas tank. Definitely probably gonna have to rebuild that carburetor. And then hopefully she'll fire. Alright, you guys just saw me. There's a bunch of loud noises going on. It's a lot quieter now. Got the rear diff fluid changed out and topped back off, and I really don't see any leaks. I thought this was all from it like leaking and these bolts being tight, but they weren't. This one was finger tight on the bottom, so that's probably why it seeped all over the place. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's topped off. And floor's over there, the front part of the floor. Open the door. Go down in. Top the transmission fluid off, drain the old stuff out, and I don't see any leaks or anything like that, so that's a good sign. Found the, whatever you want to call it, it's brake fluid reservoir. Gonna have to bleed the brakes. Someone put that in, that's not stock. And you guys are about to see with me for the first time what this oil looks like. Here we go. Let's get down in here. Alright, there's our plug. Go ahead and here we go. Hope for the best. 3, 2, 1. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign. Let's just say that. Not gonna lie. Really watery. Yeah, really watery. It does have a color, it's not separated, but there's definitely a little water in there. Or I don't know if it's gas or whatever. Hopefully not coolant. Doesn't look like coolant. I guess it's just really old dirty oil, but I'll let that drain out. So rear end's been changed, transmission's fluid's been changed, dropping the oil. I'll get back to you guys once that drains out. And we got the gas tank and the radiator to clean out and clean the carburetor. So those will be my next things on the list, but I'll get back with you guys in a minute. Just let the oil drain out. Then I threw literally another quart of clean oil through it and then watched that all drain out. So now time to top it off. No funnel needed. Oh yeah. No leaks, so that's a good sign. I just had to replace that line. The original one's right here, and there is a split in it. It's pretty late at night, but rigged that up for right now. Ordered a new one, and yeah, just put gas in it. Now all that's left to do is the radiator. Getting really close. Yeah, bad camera angle, but here goes nothing. First try. Oh yeah, coolant's been flushed, a bunch of rust came out of it, yada yada yada. Let's start this thing. In neutral, throttle, clutch, starter button, ignition. Here we go. First crank. All right, since the last and first crank you guys saw, I've rebuilt the carburetor. That's what came out of it. Used some sewing needles, ran over to my mom's house, stole those. By the way, that's full of gas, so pretty clean. The only thing behind that you're seeing rusty is this piece on the other side. A little bit, yeah. Got a filter hooked up to 1/4, 3/8, well, a quarter, 3/8, a quarter, because these lines are really small. But just rebuilt the carb, and if you can see in there, there is gas now, and when it actually pumps gas. So, since you guys saw me last, all the fuel lines redone, took the carb apart, redid that, and now I'm gonna try to fire it again. Second test fire. Woo! Oh my God! All right. Cut that last clip a little bit short because needed to keep it a little bit of PG-13. We got really excited. We got to hear it fire. It is leaking gas. I kind of rebuilt the carburetor. I'm not going to say I rebuilt it fully, but it's leaking and it's not holding float, and I'm pretty sure the spring's missing in the bottom of it. So I hopefully have a rebuild kit on the way, or I will just buy a new carburetor because I found out what carburetor that was, and they're not too hard to get. So hopefully it'll stay running and ride along, and I'll show you other things that I've got along the way. Like found the storage rack that apparently is original, isn't a repop, and I got a spare tire on the way, a spare wheel so I can mount it up on the back, and then also hubcaps. All this stuff should be original stuff besides the hubcaps. And I want to get this thing running. It's been a dream of mine, and it's about to happen. So stay tuned.